They say a man dies twice, once when his heart stops, and once when he no longer feels like a man. But for millions of men over 60, that second death starts with something subtle. It's not memory loss, not chest pain, it's when things start to feel different down there, a strange tightness, a sense of disconnect, a stiffness that just doesn't respond like it used to. If you've ever felt that quiet pressure in your lower body like your manhood is retreating, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken, you're simply receiving a warning. Sign that your blood vessels are struggling. And here's the surprising truth. The first sign of declining health in older men is often poor circulation in the groin, not heart disease. I'm not here to sell you a miracle pill. I'm here to tell you the truth. Your solution might be sitting in your refrigerator right now. In this video, we'll explore 3 powerful foods that can naturally restore blood flow, awaken your manhood, and help you feel like yourself again. Because this isn't just about sex, it's about strength, confidence, and living your next chapter fully. Before we go further, if you're a man over 60 who's ready to take control of his health naturally, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. This channel is built for you with real, no-nonsense tips that speak directly to what you're going through. You might be surprised to learn that one of the most powerful tools for reigniting blood flow and restoring sexual vitality after 60 isn't locked away in some pharmaceutical lab. It's growing right in the ground. Beets, yes, that humble ruby red root you might pass by in the produce section could quietly be the missing link in your journey back to strength, stamina, and confidence. I know it sounds almost too simple. How could something so ordinary affect something as complex and personal as your ability to feel alive in your own body again? But here's the truth. As men age, one of the first things to decline, often without us even realizing it, is nitric oxide. It's the invisible molecule that keeps your blood vessels soft, open, and responsive. And when your nitric oxide levels drop, so does your circulation, especially to the areas that matter most. You might feel it as a slight stiffness, a delay in arousal, or a tightness in the groin that's hard to describe. Not exactly pain, but not quite right either. Most guys chalk it up to just getting older. But what if that sensation is actually your body whispering, I need help down here? That's where beets come in. Beets are naturally loaded with dietary nitrates, compounds your body converts into nitric oxide. Think of it as giving your circulation a warm-up stretch. Your blood vessels relax. Your blood flows more freely, and your manhood responds like it remembers how it's supposed to. I've seen it time and time again. Older men who felt sluggish, disconnected, or just not quite themselves, suddenly reporting firmer morning erections, stronger response during intimacy, and most importantly, less of that frustrating tension in the lower body. And they didn't take a single pill. All they did was start their day with a glass of beet juice or added a few roasted slices to their dinner plate. It's not magic, it's just smart biology. You're giving your body what it's been quietly craving for years. And the beauty of it is that beets don't force your system to perform like medication does. They support your natural pathways, gently coaxing your blood vessels back to life. Rather than forcing them open, there are no side effects, no rebound issues, and no shame in needing help. Because you're not broken, you're rebuilding. And that process starts with nourishment, not prescriptions. Even more encouraging, the effects can begin in just a few days. Some men say they start waking up with more energy both physically and emotionally before the week is out. Why? Because better blood flow doesn't just mean better performance, it means better oxygen delivery, better stamina, and a clearer sense of well-being throughout your entire body. So if you're over 60 and feeling like your age has dulled a bit, don't accept that as your new normal. Try giving your body the support it needs, starting with something as simple as a beat. You don't have to overthink it. A cup of juice, a roasted side dish, or even a beet salad can quietly begin turning things around from the inside out. This isn't just about sex, it's about vitality. It's about reclaiming the rhythm in your body and the confidence that comes with it. And it all starts with what's on your plate sometimes. The answers we're looking for come from the most unexpected places. For many older men, the search for stronger circulation, firmer erections, and relief from that strange tightness down there can feel overwhelming. The pressure to perform, the quiet frustration when things don't feel right, it builds. But what if the solution was sitting in your fridge, disguised as nothing more than a sweet summer snack? I'm talking about watermelon. Yes, the same fruit you may have enjoyed at barbecues or on the porch during a hot July afternoon, but hidden beneath its juicy red flesh and, more importantly, in that pale white rind that most people toss out, is a powerful natural compound called citrulline. And for men over 60, it can be a game changer. Citrulline works as a natural vasodilator. That means it gently helps your blood vessels open up, especially the tiny, sensitive ones that support arousal and firmness. After 60, those vessels often become stiff, narrow, and unresponsive, causing that dull tension. That feeling like something's blocking the flow. It's not just in your head, it's real. And watermelon, of all things, can help soothe it. I had a patient, let's call him Frank, who was in his late 60s. He wasn't looking for fireworks in the bedroom. He just wanted to feel like himself again. For weeks, he described a weird pressure during intimacy. Not pain, just a deep tightness that stole his focus and made him second-guess everything. I told him, blend the red and white parts of the watermelon, drink it each morning. Give it 2 weeks. By day 10, Frank called me with a voice full of energy I hadn't heard in months. "Doc," he said, "I woke up like I used to hard. And without that tight pull in my groin, it felt normal again. No pills, no procedures. Just a fruit most men overlook and a little bit of daily intention. You see, watermelon doesn't force your body to respond the way medications do. It supports your natural rhythms. It cools the silent spasms in your blood vessels. It brings oxygen and energy back to the parts of you that may have felt ignored, even forgotten. And it does all this gently, without side effects, without judgment, and without shame. That's the beauty of this healing journey. It's not about pushing harder. It's about listening, tuning in, giving your body what it needs instead of punishing it for what it's lost. And here's something deeply powerful. When men start to feel blood flowing naturally again, something else starts to return, a sense of connection to themselves, to their partners, to life. That's what Frank experienced. Not just improved performance, but renewed presence. So if you've been struggling quietly with that sense of something's off, that tension you can't quite explain, don't reach for another quick fix. Reach for something that supports you from the inside out. Grab a watermelon, keep the white part, blend it, sip it, and let your body remember what it was always capable of. Because you're not broken, you're waking up. That sometimes the strongest things come in the smallest packages. You might walk right past them in the grocery aisle or scoop them out of a pumpkin and toss them without a second thought. But these tiny seeds, yes, pumpkin seeds, hold a secret most men over 60 have never been told. You see, as you age, your body's natural systems begin to slow down, not just your energy, but your circulation, your testosterone, and the quiet but powerful chemistry behind your erections. And that strange, uncomfortable tension you sometimes feel in your lower body, that deep, almost cramp-like tightness during arousal, is not just aging. It's your blood vessels struggling to do their job and your body calling out for help. Pumpkin seeds might be small, but they're loaded with the very nutrients your manhood depends on: magnesium, zinc, and arginine. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is like a calming agent for your blood vessels. It helps them relax, improves elasticity, and prevents the kind of spasms that cause that silent pressure you feel during intimacy. You don't need more force, you need more flow. And magnesium helps make that happen naturally. Then there's zinc, the unsung hero of male health. Zinc is essential for testosterone production, and as many men know too well, testosterone tends to take a nosedive after 50. That drop doesn't just affect your drive, it affects your confidence, your mood, your clarity. Pumpkin seeds gently replenish what time tries to take away. And finally, arginine, an amino acid that fuels nitric oxide production, that miracle molecule behind healthy erections. When nitric oxide levels rise, your blood vessels open up, blood flows freely, and you feel alive again, not just physically, but emotionally. I remember one patient, a retired Air Force pilot, sharp as a tack, disciplined to the core, but he came to me defeated, not because of pain, but because of something he couldn't quite explain: a persistent tension in his groin. That made every intimate moment feel like work instead of joy. I told him, start simple, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds a day. He looked at me like I was joking, but 3 weeks later, he walked into my office with a smile I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said, "I'm back. The precious gone, and I feel like myself again. No pills, no complicated routines, just seeds." That's the beauty of it. Nature doesn't overcomplicate things, why should we? You can sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your oatmeal, toss them into a smoothie, or eat them straight as a snack. They don't need fanfare, they just need consistency, and over time, they begin to rebuild you from the inside out. Because here's the truth, you're not losing your strength, you're losing your support system. And these seeds, they're part of that foundation. A daily reminder that healing doesn't always come in the form of prescriptions or procedures, but in the quiet choices you make to care for yourself. So if you've been feeling tight, disconnected, or not quite like the man you used to be, start with something simple, something ancient, something overlooked. Start with a handful of seeds. By now, you've heard about 3 powerful foods: beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds. On their own, each one holds unique benefits for male circulation, especially as you age. But here's the part most men never hear: when combined correctly, these 3 become something far more powerful than the sum of their parts. I call it the circulation trifecta, a daily synergy that gently restores blood flow, strengthens your erections, and helps your body feel fully alive again. Not just for one night, but for the long run. Let's break it down. Beets are the primer. Their natural nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes your blood vessels, especially the ones that feed the erectile tissue. For men over 60, nitric oxide production plummets. That's when arousal feels sluggish. Erections become weaker, and you start noticing that tight sensation in your lower region. Beets reopen the floodgates. Naturally, then comes watermelon. Specifically, the white rind. Most people throw it away, but it's rich in citrulline, another vasodylator that works in harmony with nitric oxide. Citrulline eases vascular spasms and quiets that deep groin pressure many older men feel, but don't talk about. Think of it like a soothing hand inside your arteries, releasing tension where it matters most. And finally, pumpkin seeds. They're not just a snack, they're your body's fuel supply, with magnesium to calm the vessels, zinc to restore testosterone, and arginine to support nitric oxide. These seeds are the long-term engine behind the system. Now, imagine putting all 3 to work together. Beets open the doors. Watermelon calms the pathways. Pumpkin seeds keep the whole machine running. It's like rebuilding your manhood from the inside out, quietly, consistently, naturally. I've seen it work time and time again. A man in his 70s who hadn't felt confident in years started with just one change: adding beet juice in the morning, a watermelon smoothie at lunch, and a small handful of pumpkin seeds as an afternoon snack. No drastic diet, no medications, no overthinking. Within 2 weeks, he was waking up with morning erections again, not forced by pills, but earned through nourishment. That's the magic of synergy, when each part enhances the other instead of working alone. And here's the best part: this isn't some temporary hack or trendy superfood routine. It's a daily rhythm, a return to treating your body with the kind of care it's been asking for. You're not fixing something broken. You're reviving something that's always been there, just buried beneath years of neglect, stress, and resignation. This trifecta isn't about performance, it's about presence. Feeling alive in your skin, strong in your choices, connected to your partner, to your body, and most importantly, to yourself. So, before you reach for another shortcut or give up on the idea that things can feel good again, I want you to try something different, something older than any drug, something simple, honest, and true. Start your day with this: a small glass of beet juice on an empty stomach, a watermelon smoothie mid-morning, right included a tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds in the afternoon. That's it. 3 steps. One powerful shift. Because your next chapter as a man doesn't begin in a pharmacy, it starts in your kitchen. You've got the knowledge. Now it's time for action. Knowing what to eat is just the first step. But if you're like many men over 60, the hardest part isn't understanding the science, it's knowing how to start. That's why I've created a simple 7-day plan that doesn't overwhelm you with fancy recipes or complicated steps. This is about rhythm, not perfection, because small, consistent choices are what actually change your body. Here's how to begin. Morning, beet juice. Start your day with a small glass of beet juice on an empty stomach, about 6 to 8 ounces. It doesn't have to be fancy or freshly juiced. Store-bought works fine as long as it's 100% beet juice with no added sugars. This primes your nitric oxide levels and wakes up your circulation. Like a warm-up lap before a workout. Mid-morning, watermelon smoothie. Blend both the red flesh and the white rind of watermelon. That's where the citrulline lives, the compound that gently relaxes blood vessels, especially those tiny arteries in your groin. If you're short on time, prep a few servings ahead and store them in the fridge. It's sweet, hydrating, and quietly working on your blood flow with every sip. Afternoon, pumpkin seeds. Keep a small jar of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds in your kitchen or bag. Just 1 tablespoon a day delivers magnesium to relax your vessels, zinc to support your testosterone, and arginine to fuel nitric oxide production. No pills, no gimmicks, just real nourishment from a food most men overlook. Hydration. All day your blood is 90% water. If you're not drinking enough, none of these foods can work the way they're supposed to. Aim for at least 8 cups, 64 ounces of water daily. That's one of the simplest ways to improve circulation across the board. Movement, light, but intentional. You don't need to hit the gym. Just take a 20 to 30 minute walk once or twice a day. Movement helps drive nutrients into your tissues, including the ones that matter most. Think of it like pumping life back into the places that have been neglected. Mindset. A gentle reminder each morning before you rush into your day. Take 30 seconds. Close your eyes. Remind yourself, I'm not here to just survive. I'm here to rebuild. And I deserve to feel like myself again. That mindset shift isn't fluff, it's fuel. It reconnects your choices to a deeper purpose, because this isn't just about stronger erections, it's about restoring your sense of self. Do this for just 7 days. You don't need to be perfect, just be present. Most men report feeling more energy, morning arousals returning, and a general sense of aliveness they haven't felt in years, all within a week. And remember, consistency is your best medicine. You're not patching up a problem. You're laying a foundation, brick by brick, day by day, because after 60, it's not about turning back time, it's about moving forward with intention. And this 7-day rhythm might just be the beginning of the most vibrant chapter of your life. This isn't about food, it's about freedom. If you've made it this far, it means something inside you still believes that aging doesn't mean giving up, that your best years aren't behind you, and that your body still has the strength to respond when you give it what it truly needs. We didn't just talk about beets, watermelon, or pumpkin seeds. We talked about reclaiming control, about choosing to nourish instead of neglect, and about standing tall in the face of decline and saying, not yet. Because here's the truth, you're not too old, you're not broken, you're not done. Maybe the world stops seeing you a certain way, maybe even you stop seeing yourself. But that doesn't mean your power is gone. It's just been waiting quietly, patiently for you to rise again. So here's your lesson, your challenge, and your invitation. Show up for yourself, not someday, not when it's convenient. Today, reclaim the rhythm, restore your strength. And remember that real health isn't about perfection, it's about intention followed day by day. By action. Now I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below, just type 1 if you're ready to start this journey. Or type 0 and tell me what's holding you back. I read every message and respond where I can. Your voice might inspire another man to take the first step. And if this message spoke to something deep inside you, please subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with a friend who needs it. Because the truth is, your story is not over. It's just getting started. There's still fire in you, still strength in your hands, still time to build the kind of life and love you thought you had lost. This next chapter, make it the one that proves the man you were is nothing compared to the man you're becoming. You've got this.